When discussing artificial intelligence, we can talk about multiple aspects. Let me explain a high-level classification of the various types of AI. Start with the most common, the one we see on the left, Narrow Artificial Intelligence, or ANI. Here we refer to artificial intelligence models that they are very good at performing specific tasks. For instance, recall Deep Blue, the AI model that played chess and defeated the grandmasters with its superior artificial intelligence. I insist, they are specialist models who know how to do something in a very specific manner. Today we are in that transition from specialist models to generalist models. And it's expected soon to witness what's known as AGI, General Artificial Intelligence. These are models and AI systems that possess an intelligence level comparable to that of humans, exhibiting the same level of versatility as their human counterparts. That is, models that are capable of addressing different types of tasks. And finally, we have something in the future that we won't know if it will actually arrive, which is what is called superintelligence artificial. This is artificial intelligence systems with intelligence far superior to that of humans. Certainly you recall a film where this occurs. Thus, we possess that distinctive, limited artificial intelligence, so to speak, the most versatile, correct? We possess superintelligence, the ultimate stage in the evolution of artificial intelligence. Of course, just as we classify artificial intelligence based on its sophistication or complexity, we can also do it based on the type of techniques it uses. Let me show you what is called the onion of artificial intelligence, because you see that it is composed of different layers with an upper layer that encompasses everything. As you can see, the concept of artificial intelligence is a concept that encompasses a lot of different techniques and disciplines. From rule-based systems, which we all know, with a decision value that would be in that top layer, we can move on to more sophisticated techniques. For example, within this artificial intelligence group we have machine learning, which are mathematical techniques, statistical techniques, where using data we are able to make predictions, classifications, or any other type of operation that has to do with artificial intelligence. Furthermore, within the field of machine learning, we have what is known as deep learning, which is simply the utilization of neural networks to make these inferences and calculations that are associated with the concept of artificial intelligence. Expanding on this, within the concept of deep learning, we would encounter the so-called language models, which are models similar to, for instance, the ones utilized by ChatGPT and that you are likely familiar with. So bear in mind that there are numerous terms to refer to artificial intelligence, and there are multiple subdisciplines that we must take into consideration in order to accurately label each of the techniques. Additionally, as if this field weren't complex enough, you'll notice that there are also related ideas surrounding it. DBs, data mining, data science, stats, pattern recognition. As seen, everything is interconnected within the computing and AI world of data and intelligence. I want us to now focus specifically on a discipline called machine learning, as it is probably the one that we are seeing the most advances in and the one that is giving us the most joy to those of us who are dedicated to the world of artificial intelligence. And allow me to inform you regarding the 3 types of machine learning that we are able to have. The initial one is referred to as unsupervised learning. In this case, we possess models that without undergoing specific training are able to identify patterns and similarities within a given data set that we provide. Consider, for instance, a system with the ability to classify documents according to their content and the resemblances in this content. To accomplish this, you do not require training, simply examine the contents and possess the ability to modify and categorize those documents that exhibit certain semantic similarity. That would be machine learning without any supervision. Supervised, that is, we train a model with data so that it can understand how a phenomenon works, and from there, it can make predictions. I'll give you a very simple example. Imagine a system capable of predicting whether an email is spam or not. Well, that email is trained with a lot of prior information, that is, labeled data. For example, you are shown an email and told if it is spam or not. Another email and it shows whether it is spam or not. And you do it with tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of samples, so you can comprehend how to relate when certain emails are spam and when they are not. After this training phase, that model will be able to, when receiving a new email, something it has never seen before, predict with a certain probability whether that email will be spam or not. And finally, we have an S1. It is a discipline called reinforcement learning, which is very interesting. That is to say, we have models that learn based on their experience and the rewards they obtain. An excellent example would be any model that is capable of playing a game, regardless of whether it is chess or another game. What is the reward? Win the game. What is the experience? Try out techniques, movements that lead you to victory. In fact, those models play against themselves so many times, so many iterations, that eventually they end up dominating the game. And in fact, they are capable of playing better than the best masters. You may wonder, what is the value of artificial intelligence? And the truth is that there are a multitude of use cases. Some of these we will see and explore in this course. Allow me to provide a simple explanation of a few things that can be highly exemplary in terms of what can be accomplished. For example, regression. Predictive models that are capable of, based on training, predicting the value of a parameter in the future, or the classification, just like the example we saw of that spam classifier. Or for example, analyze time series. What will be the price of electricity tomorrow, taking into account all the previous price history we have recorded? Recognize images. To the image viewer, let a model understand what elements, what people, what objects are seen in that image. Or also something super interesting, recommendation engines. If you use Netflix or use Amazon, you will see that movies are recommended to you, that you have an index of how much you will like that movie. The recommendation engine suggests movies or products based on your profile, preferences, and similarity to other users. It is capable of recommending items of greater interest to you, such as movies or products on Amazon. Well, as I was saying, in this module we'll see in detail this idea of artificial intelligence. We'll see how it works, we'll see techniques, and we'll see application cases. Until the next video.